Is sex incompatible with a religious life? What place has human relationship in spiritual endeavour? Is sex incompatible with a religious life? What place has human relationship in spiritual endeavour? Right? First of all, why have human beings right throughout the world made sex as so important in their life? You understand my question? Why? Now in the West it's permissive. Boys or girls of 12, 13 have already sex. And one asks, why have human beings throughout their activities, throughout their life, made this thing as such a colossal importance? Once answered, put the question. We are sharing the question together, right? You're not just listening to a Delphi oracle, but together we are investigating. It's your life we are looking at. There are those gurus, and there is a whole philosophy called Tantra. Part of it is based on sex, that through sex you can reach God, whatever that God be. And that's very popular. And there are those, like the monks, the Indian sannyasis, and the Buddhist priests, have denied sex. Because they have all maintained that it's a waste of energy and to serve God you must come with all your energy. Therefore, deny, suppress, burn inside yourself with all the demands, but suppress it, control it. So you have the permissive and the so-called religious suppression, and those in between who enjoy everything. Both sides, they have their one foot in this and one foot in the other. Then they can talk about both things and see that if they cannot harmonize the two together and find God, or whatever you want to find. Probably you'll find at the end of it a lot of nonsense. So we're asking, why has man, woman, made this sex business such importance? Right? Why don't you give the same importance to love? You understand? To compassion. To not to kill. Why do you give only such immense value to sex? You're following what I'm saying? You have wars, terrors, national divisions, the whole immoral society in which we live? Why don't you give as equal importance to all that and not only to this? You're following my question? Why? Is it because sex is your greatest pleasure in life? The rest of your life is a bore, a travail, a struggle, conflict, meaningless existence. And this at least gives you a certain sense of great pleasure, a sense of well-being, sense of, what you call relationship, and what you also call love. Right? Is that the reason why we are so sexually crazy? Go on, sirs, answer yourselves. Because we are not free in any other direction. We have to go to the office from 9 to 5, where you are bullied, where there are bosses over you. You know, all that happens in an office, or in a factory, or in another job, where there is somebody dominating you. And our minds have become mechanical. Are you following all this? We repeat. We fall into a tradition, to a groove, into a rut. Our thinking is that. I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Catholic, I worship the Pope. The whole thing is clearly marked and we follow that. Or you reject all that and form your own routine. So our minds have become slaves to various patterns of existence. Right? So it had become mechanical. And sex may be pleasurable, and gradually that too becomes mechanical. So one asks, if you want to go very deeply into it, one asks, is love sex? Go and ask it. Is love pleasure? Is love desire? Is love a remembrance of an incident which you call sex, with all the imagination, the pictures, the thinking about it? Is that love? For God's sake. Is love a remembrance? And the questioner asks, Lord, I've forgotten where it is. And the question asks, what a place has human relationship in spiritual endeavour? See what is reduced to? Spiritual, human relationship is pleasure, sex, conflict, quarrels, divisions. You go your way, I go my way. You follow? That's our relationship. Actual relationship in our daily life. And what place has human relationship in spiritual endeavour? Obviously, the present relationship has no place whatsoever. Obviously. We are jealous of each other. We want to possess each other. We want to dominate each other. And so there is antagonism between each other. One is sexually unsatisfied, therefore you go to somebody else. And in that sexual relationship, there is loneliness. Right, all this, sir. And always seeking your own pleasure. Is that all love? So you disregard, put aside that thing called love. Perhaps that's the most wonderful thing if one has. And are so caught up in this vortex of one's own desire, of one's own pleasure. Right? So we are always wanting not only sexual satisfaction, but gratification in every direction, which is based on pleasure. And that we call love. For that love will kill each other, right? Love of the country. Oh, please. So, when you're at the end of this, you say, why has man, woman, given this one thing so extraordinarily important? All the magazines and all that was happening. Why? Is it man, woman, have lost their creative capacity? Not sexual capacity. You understand? Creative capacity. To be able to see, to be a light to themselves. Not to follow anybody. Not to worship any image, illusion, belief. When you put aside all that, and you have understood your own petty little desires, which is your own sexual demands, gratifications, then when you see all that, have an insight into all that, then out of that comes creation. It doesn't mean painting a picture, writing a poem. That sense of ever freshness, you understand? Having a mind that is fresh, young, innocent all the time, not clouded, burdened with all kinds of memories, dissatisfactions, fears and anxiety. When you have lost all that, there is a totally different kind of mind. Then sex has its own place. But when sex becomes a means of religious endeavour, you understand what I'm saying? Then we'll get completely bogged down. Apparently, we don't have that quality of skepticism. You understand? To be skeptical about one's own demands. to question, doubt these innumerable gurus. And doubt also becomes rather dangerous, because if you don't hold it, then you doubt everything. Then there's no end. It's like having a dog on a leash. You must let it go occasionally or often, so that the dog enjoys himself, runs about. In the same way, doubt must be kept on a leash and also take away the leash. So the mind is, mind being your heart, your brain, your emotion, everything active. Not just directed in one direction, which is sex, sex, sex.